Hi, family. We back. Woo! Okay. So, last time we spoke about why did we get married. And when me and my wife videos together, we try to keep it on us and marriage. And we basically talk to ourselves right here. This is not practice or nothing. This is just real talk with Victor. And the purpose for that is maybe you could ask yourself the same questions or ask each other the same question. And being that so many people say that we are great matrimony and all that, that do not make us perfect though. You see? So the reality of it is that maybe these questions that we're gonna every time we come ask ourselves different questions and something like that, maybe we might hit home one day and it's something that you'll probably want to talk about it. And I always believe in that when you need to help each other or you need to get over on a conversation, always do it on a happy note. Because when you're angry, you shut and you say things that you might regret later. So the best thing to do is say it on a happy note and enjoy it while you're doing. So today I have a question for her is, why did you fall in love with me? Why do you love me?
So that's a hard question, right? I had to think about it. And not why do I love him, it's just the thought, just, I don't know, trying to think about why I love him. We've been married for 18 years, together for 19, right? So if I think about my past, right, I never planned to get married, which I'm sure I said in the other video. I was raised by a single mom. I saw a lot of single moms growing up in the neighborhood. So in my mind, I didn't need a man. I would be self sufficient. I could do whatever I needed to do on my own, including having a baby because I had my daughter, when we met, and I thought I was fine. I thought I was gonna be just fine on my own. And when I think about this question, what came to my mind was that I had an old friend in New York when I worked in New York, and just a conversation, which is weird, which is what that God brought this to my mind. But when she was talking to me about going out on a date the one night, it was a blind date, and she went and she met the man, and the man was the same height as her. And she had a height thing, she wasn't a tall woman, but she had a height thing. And she said when she met him that she couldn't go out on any more dates with him because he didn't make her feel safe. So that's something that came to my mind. It was hilarious to hear at the time. And it's something that came to my mind when I thought about this question, like, why did I fall in love with him? Uh, Part of it was the way he carries himself, right? He's very confident, self confident. He doesn't have any fear. He speaks up. But when I really, really started thinking about it, he makes me feel safe, right? And for me, it's definitely not a height thing because he's a little shorter than me, especially when I wear my high heels, which I love to wear. But he makes me feel safe. He makes me feel cared for. Um, and I love his self confidence, the way he carries himself. And no joke, when I really, really started thinking about it, it's the way he loves me. His love for me is so pure and so powerful. He makes me feel so loved and so beautiful that he boosts my confidence. The way he takes care of me, he's just a loving man, protective of his family. And he's making faces, but he knows that everything that I'm saying is true. It's just these are not conversations that we have, but he knows that I love him and that I appreciate him. But no joke. And for those of you who have these loving husbands and these loving relationships, I've even told my daughter, I said, and I have said it to her jokingly, but behind every joke, there's truth in it. I've told her, find a man when you fall in love that loves you more than you love him. Because there's some times that I feel, and I don't think I've ever said this to him, but I feel like he loves me more than I love him. Like his love for me is amazing. So that's why I continually, every day, fall in love with him. But initially, like, as part of our friendship, just as part of our conversations, and as we were talking, and my love was growing for him, even behind all the fear. Because as I said, I never planned to get married, I never planned to do any of this. So, and part of that was fear of a relationship and fear of being hurt, which we can talk about in a different video. But just my love for him grew then, and I fell in love with him because of who he is, the way he carries himself, the way he cares, the way he loves. And I could see all that come through even when we started out just as friends, because we're still friends. But my love for him just continues to go. Why am I still in love with him? Because he's amazing. He's amazing. He's my best friend. He's everything to me on this earth, right? After God, it's him. You guys who've seen my posts on my page, he's my favorite. He is my favorite, and I mean that. I know, and I'm a little scared to turn the question back over to you, but why did you fall in love with me?
Wow. That's deep. Thank you. I do love you. And I always tell you that I love you more.
I know.
When you tell me you love me, I tell you I love you more.
I know.
I don't know. Like, I knew you forever, like, since you was young. And I never thought of you ever being with me because of the age difference, 17 years, almost 18 years. I never looked at you like that, you see? But once that you was an adult and all that, and I still never looked at you. I looked at a lot of things. All my niece's friends call me Theo Victor. You never did. I said, wow, there's something there. It's a natural reaction, right? I don't want to call them that. Not that you was even thinking of that, but that's just the thought. That's how the mind functions. And, and I knew that you used to go out and party and things like that. Even though that you show you was always happy. And I felt that you very fine. You was very fine and everything. I'm saying is, why is it that she's really still out in the street having dates? She's such a beautiful girl and everything. And mind you, I knew you had a strong attitude that was hard to deal with. Not that you still don't have it, But, and I guess that's part of it, You guys that are out there, you want what you can't get. That's, easy, you don't care, But the reality of it is that I said, she deserves a good man. And that's when I told my son, I told you last time, if I ever get my life together. I knew I was a good man. There's no doubt that I knew I was a good man, but I was not good for her because of what I was doing. You see, I didn't want to go with her and 1 year into the line when she really loved me the most and all that because she got to know me, go to jail. So that's why I said what I said to my son. If I ever get my life together, I would like for her to be my wife. Because I felt she deserved a good man, and I knew I was a good man. You see, so, and the way she carried herself and all that, sometimes I really felt like my wife out there didn't belong in the street. I felt she was naive for a lot of things, and I've never told her that before. So I know she's probably looking at me like, And when I mean naive, I don't mean because she was raised up in the hood. But she was vulnerable in the sense that if she would go out and go with somebody and all that, she didn't know what she was stepping into. And there's different girls out there that do that, but is already ready for anything to happen. Not her. I felt that in my heart, And I don't know, I gotta say it's God that I felt she was the right woman for me, Because remember, different attracts, And for me being in the streets, because she knows about the street and she dealt with it a little, but not like other girls, So we definitely think different. You know what I'm saying? I was street smart, she was school smart, you know, and things like that. And I always felt it. And as a friend, and getting to know her more as a friend, and us talking, it made me fall more for her, you know. And then speaking, when I came home, you know, her daughter was 2 years old. Even the baby knew I was ready for her. My daughter, that's my daughter. Ever since she's 2 years old, you know, did not like men to touch her or be with her or nothing like that. I came home. I know that from in jail, I sent her a handkerchief for her birthday, but she didn't know me. She wouldn't even know about the handkerchief. She found out about it when she was bigger, you know? But as soon as I came home and I was in my mom's house, she came straight up to me, not introducing, no, not, came straight up to me and sat on my lap. That made it a definite, I'm in, you know? And I was always a man, and I'm still a man. And guys out there that are not married yet or looking for a girl, remember one thing. If you're going to go out with a woman that has kids, it's a deal package. If you can't love their kids the way you love the mother, don't do it. Don't do it. So I think that also played a part in the way she seen I treat her daughter, the way I seen, you know, respect. My daughter's 21 years old now today, and I got her since she was 2, and she lived with us, and I never went in her room, but I think 2 times, and the 2 times I went in her room was with my wife, you know, because it's a respect that we have to give and space, you know, and it's the thing, it's just, I have an open heart, a soft heart for things like that. Respect means a lot. And like I said in the last video, we have to be there for each other the same. You know, yes, we hear the woman looks for protection, to feel safe. The man looks for respect and to be loved.
Right.
But the reality of it, I want to be safe around her too.
Right.
You know? And it have happened. You know, we've been together and we've got into a situation and my wife has stepped out the car and said, "What's up?" You know? And I never was used to that, you know? And mind you, I used to belong to a lot of things and in life where it should have been that way. But I really felt real safe with my wife as well. You see? And like I love her. And a woman loves to be loved. There's no ifs and buts about it. You know? But again, there's different types of love. You know? You got to pick the right one. Your heart got to be in for it. Your heart got to be about them. You see, I'm secure of myself. So I don't have to try to feel that security. I need to pass it to her.
Right.
To feel like me. We was here the other day. It was my daughter, her, and myself. And the storm window from the storm door from outside just was open, and it just banged up against the thing, something crazy. And the first thing I did was jump up and go to the door before they could even touch them too, not knowing what it was. Mm-hmm. And she said, "You see?" She felt safe about it. You know, and in life, I feel safe. You see, but the most thing I really have with her that I'm comfortable with is trust.
Right.
That is so important for you to have for one another.
Right.
And when we started, I told her, if I can't trust you, I can't be with you.
Right.
I'm not going to sleep in a bed where I think she's doing something behind my back or things like that. You know, trust is real important. Right. I've told her, before I used to say, I'll do this, I'll do that. You know, I'm not challenging God no more. Like I told you my story, I said I won't get married with a black or Puerto Rican. You can look at her. She's black, she's Puerto Rican. You know? So I'm not challenging God. Every time I say I'm not going to do something, God puts me in that position. Right. And I wind up doing it. You know? So I really believe that my wife, everybody makes mistakes, including myself, because I'm not better than nobody. We all make mistakes. Before, I didn't accept mistakes in a matrimony. Today, I do. I really do. I've never said this to her. I feel she could talk to me about anything. I'm not going to say it won't hurt me because I'm not made out of steel, even though she feels secure about me, right? But I feel like that today, because of the way I love God, I'll be understanding and we could talk about it. I still can't promise that the outcome won't be good or take time or anything. But the real fact is, when you have trust and you honest with one another, you go a long way.
Right.
And of course, the number one breakup thing is money. Like right now, I'm mad with her. We went to the restaurant. She spent my money. You know? So I told her I'm not taking her no more to the restaurant. But all kidding aside and all that, the reality of it is, get it together. It's not so important who makes more than the other. Right? And if one makes more and one makes less, and you give half of yours and she gives half of hers, that's not half and half.
Right.
That's not, because you're not making the same thing. Since we started, we knew we had trust. We wasn't even married, and we had one bank account from the day we started. Family, we love you guys. If anything you want to know and you want to ask us.
Yeah.
We'll put it up on a video, and we don't have to give your name.
Yeah.
We are very we don't speak on what other people tell us, and if we do, we got their permission and we speak about it, but we do not mention names. Telling us is like talking to the wall because we won't let it out. God bless you guys, and we'll talk to you some other day when I could get her again. You see, I had to take her to dinner for this. God bless. Talk to you tomorrow.